Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some Europa Universalis 4, The Rights of Man, also known as The Rights of the Horde, because we're going to play as a Horde. I've been meaning to play as a Horde again ever since, well, basically since Rights of Man came out. I've got this itch to play one because I think there's a possibility that Hordes are stronger than they used to be. Granted, we start off without having feudalism embraced, so we're going to be a little bit behind on tech, but that's normal because that's what used to be the case, right? In 1.17, Hordes had a tech disadvantage. But the thing is, at the very, very beginning of the game, like going for Tech 4, I don't think we actually have a disadvantage at all. And the other thing is, I think there's a chance that when they did this institutions change, they didn't consider whether or not Hordes could still raid and raise provinces. So I'm wondering if maybe if we can be really hyper-aggressive and engage the institution spread very, very effectively, if razing is going to be super, super good. So we're going to play as the Golden Horde, the Rights of the Horde. Let's go ahead and dive right in. We have Horde Ideas, Aggressive Expansion Impact minus 10%, Years of Separatism minus 5. Beyond that, Life of a Steppe Warrior, land attrition goes down by 20%, Cavalry combat ability comes up, Traditions of the Great Khan. Land Maintenance modifier minus 10%. We get Land Leader Shock plus 1, Core Creation cost minus 25, very good, but it is the 5th national idea, so it's going to take a long time to unlock. Manpower recovery speed plus 20 is pretty good, and then national manpower modifier plus 25%, very good. And stability cost minus 10, kind of a weak finisher, but we'll make do. Now we do start off as Khan Kuchuk Muhammad Gengisid. He's not very good, he's a 002, but we'll make do with what we can. Now I am going to go with Iron Man mode here because there are 3 achievements that we can go for quite easily, I think. One of them involves raising a well-developed province. So I'm picturing Rome in my head. Rome or, I don't know, Venice or something. Possibly Constantinople, depending on how well we do. Another achievement that we can go for was... we're talking about things that are specific to the Horde here, because there's a lot of other things that we could do here. You know, we bled for this. Like, we could go for a whole bunch of them, but... perhaps we should even go for Trustworthy. Nah. Why would we do that? Here is the Great Khan, is the Mongol Khanate, or the Golden Horde. Own or have a subject own the Chinese, Russian, and Persian regions. So we can go for that. And then there was another one here. That was the Pyramid of Skulls. And where was the other one? It was... I don't recall, but I know that there were 3 specific to being a Horde. I found 2. Time Bandit, Trustworthy, Turn the Table. There it is. Starting as a Steppe Horde, Embrace all institutions, Turning the Tide. So yeah, so those are going to be some of the achievements that we go for. We are playing on Iron Man mode. We are a tolerant, well-connected Khan. Apparently, these are randomly spawned, so I guess we could kind of game the system a little bit if we didn't like these initial personality traits here. Our heir is a 132, which is clearly an upgrade to what we have right now. He's only 9, though. However, as a Horde, we can't actually have Regency Councils, so if we were to die, then we would just end up with a low legitimacy situation. Well, we don't have legitimacy. Our Horde unity would change, and things would happen. So I definitely want to try to power out Military Tech 4 before the cost starts to go up here. Feudalism is not embraced yet, so we do have that penalty to work with, and the Renaissance is going to spawn very, very quickly. So let's take a look at the Feudalism Map Mode and see if we can figure out exactly what it's going to take for us to get this. So over in this province here, we're only gaining 0.06 feudalism per month. Borders nation with feudalism. Nearby friendly province has feudalism would be a pretty sizable increase. And then old world non-tribal capital plus 0.05. So basically, the only way we're going to get feudalism is via either conquest or by becoming friends with someone who has feudalism. So, Kazan does not have it. Muscovy does, however. Muscovy is probably not going to be friends with us if I had to guess. But open up all these things. I love how this thing stays open now from save, like every time you load the save up, but it'd be nice if it just stayed open all the time. Anyway. So you've rivaled Novgorod and Kazan. Who has rivaled us? We have Lithuania has rivaled us, Crimea, and Kazan. Alright, so Kazan, Lithuania, and the other one was Crimea. Crimea is a tiny little guy. He has not embraced feudalism either. Genoa is here. Genoa would be protected by the Emperor. We could try to take over like this guy, who currently has nothing going for him. And how come you get feudalism and I don't, huh? I thought that'd be very, very nice. So, are you small enough that we could try to make you into a vassal? Golden Horde owns core provinces. No, that's not going to happen. So, you own land. You claim this territory to be your own. Let's see, as a Horde, I recall us having something to do with more CBs and such. Lithuania is probably going to fall under their union with Poland. There's like a 75% chance, I believe, that they're going to take the union over Lithuania. Although it does seem far less than 25% these days that they refuse the union. Crimea, I think, is definitely going to stay a rival. So let's just check our situation here. Georgia is the only person who's rivaled him. That makes Georgia a natural ally for us if we were to rival you. You don't border us, though, which means we're not going to get the nearby friendly modifier. Circassia, no cores there. Circassia is neutral. Neutral Catholic. Neutral Orthodox. And they've rivaled Kandar and Gazmuk, I think. Well, we don't need any help to beat you. We have travel conquest on all of our neighbors, so we could just immediately within 1 month here declare war on this guy, hope that he doesn't do anything, and just pick up feudalism from there. I think that's probably going to be the best call. We do have one fort in Astrakhan, and no fort in our capital up in Saratov. We are allowed to rival Crimea, Kazan, Lithuania, Muscovy, Nogai, and the Ottomans. I don't think we want to be enemies with the Ottomans here. Seems like that would be a bad idea. You have rivaled the Timurids, the Mamluks, and Byzantium. How come he gets to rival Byzantium, but I can't rival Gazmuz? That guy. Huh? I mean, riddle me that. Huh? Alright. Let's see if we can pair up any of our rivalries here. Well, I say we rival Lithuania because there's a very good chance that Lithuania is going to fall into their union with Poland, and when that happens, they will no longer be a valid rival, in which case we will get a bonus to power projection for exceeding their strength. That seems fairly straightforward. I definitely don't want to piss off Muscovy, because Muscovy is really strong these days. I think Crimea, assuming that Crimea doesn't pick up an alliance with the Ottomans, is going to be a good option. So we're going to have to race the Crimeans for the Ottoman alliance, I think. And then Kazan has also counter-rivaled us, so it's a shame that we can't actually get a rivalry with somebody that I plan on attacking right away. Like, Crimea maybe we could go for, but so we'll go for a rivalry with Crimea. And Nogai, he's rivaled Uzbek. Uzbek is friendly. He's rivaled Kazan. The two of us could tag team Kazan, and then assuming that Uzbek... Well, since he hasn't rivaled Nogai, I imagine... Hold on, you've rivaled Uzbek, so you're not going to want to be friends. Yeah, I think Uzbek would be a good ally. Let's rival Kazan. That makes a little bit going on here. They want your provinces. So we'll go ahead and we'll improve relations with some of these nations here. Let's improve relations with the Ottomans. Let's improve relations with... I'd like to try to get the nearby friendly province modifier as soon as I possibly can. So to do that, we've got to become friends. It looks like with... Circassia doesn't have it, damn it. Ryazan is a subject, yes. No, they are not. And they would accept an alliance right out the gate. I would love to pick up this thing, so that the other guy can't. Golden Horde economic base isn't going to happen. And then who the hell's Odiev? Is this guy new? I don't remember seeing him before. No cores on these guys. I mean, it doesn't matter which one it is, as long as they have the feudalism, so... I would say probably Ryazan's better, because there's two provinces that border them. We could get two provinces spreading the feudalism. We'll go for a thinger here with Ryazan. Let's manually set our attitude towards friendly. Let's improve relations to begin with. And let's dive right in then to playing. So we'll go on speed 3 for just a moment. Let's go ahead and check out our financial situation here. We're making 0.81 ducats a month. Army maintenance is 4.53. Is that all just coming from having our armies? Yeah. 2 ducats a month in cav cost. It'd be really cool if the army thing had a sub-component. You could actually see, like, armies, 4.53, and then tabbed in infantry, this much, cavalry, this much. Oh, it's the little things. I don't think that we need the fort maintenance right now. And I do think we're probably going to want to try to focus on getting military points coming in, even though we're not going to be able to take the tech until we embrace feudalism. So I think that we'll take the focus on military. Ugh, we're already kind of skewed towards military as is. Who's the best advisor that we could hire that would be reasonable right now? Also, I have to take a look at estates, which, don't worry, we're not going to go too nuts with estates. Not like in the Prussian campaign. Let's see. We only have the tribes to deal with, thank goodness. So we have support the tribes, we gain loyalty at the cost of money, we could contribute warriors, gain some manpower, raise a host, 5. Cavalry get trained at 25% time, 0% of the cost, so basically, ooh, and we also gain a general, and they gain some influence. Totally fine with that. And then we definitely want to do this like as soon as we possibly can. Right now we're at 16 out of 20. Perfect opportunity for it, I think. Let's just go ahead and use it right away. And how often can we click this? Once every 10 years we can get 5 cavalry for free. Sweet, that's a lot of manpower. I'd rather not piss them off. I would like to get their influence higher. Cavalry costs can be brought down if we keep their loyalty really high. That's really, really significant, I think. If we could get 20% reduced cavalry cost, that would make a huge difference in our overall financial situation. So, let's go ahead and recruit the minister. Let's go ahead and support the tribes, make them loyal. Get that cavalry cost coming in for a little while here. And then that level 2 guy that we just hired was you. 1.6 ducats a month. That's not bad at all. Check this out, only 0.8 ducats because we've got this well-connected advisor cost modifier. That's really cheap for a level 2 advisor. To be paying, where did he go? To be paying a level 2 advisor at 1.6 ducats a month, we have to take that guy. Okay, alright, I think we're ready. Sorry about the little bit of a delay there, but you know, we're starting a new campaign. It is Iron Man mode. I'd like to hopefully play this campaign a little bit better than we did the Prussian one, since I am playing on Iron Man and I want to play well. Austria's entered into alliance with Hungary. The Timurids have allied Kazan. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for us if we do end up going to war with Kazan. We'll bring our army down this way. We have a 2-2-1-1 is what we got from clicking that button. Our heir is too young to be made into a ruler, but sorry, into a commander, but I'd like to do that, I think. Especially if he gets a crap personality. I don't want him to be somebody that we have to keep around. We definitely need to get our overall points up. We've gained Humiliate Rival against a number of people. An alliance offer from Uzbek is, I think, an acceptable thing. He'll pull us to war with Oirat and Kazan. These things seem fine to me. We'll go ahead and accept that alliance. Let's go ahead and pick up an alliance here. Uzbek is friendly. That's fine. We don't need to really improve with him too much more. Poland has entered into a military alliance with Lithuania. These guys aren't going to be able to immediately attack us because they don't actually have any CBs, not like we do. So, Odiev is now guaranteed by what will become Russia. Okay, we've already picked up 8 improved relations there. I think that's a good start. We'll take the alliance. And I don't think that that's going to give us the... oh, never mind. Nearby friendly province. I thought friendly province meant something like had to be above 100 opinion, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Unfortunately, our government form and rank does modify our ability to spread institutions by quite a bit. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, just being a steppe nomad. Institution spread minus 15%. Ouch. But we do get land force limit modifier, national manpower modifier, and the looting speed, which, you know, I do like looting, so I guess that's nice. Let's keep this diplomat free so we can declare right away here. And he has no allies. I do think that we need to do this right away. Over 10% of war score from battles will give you a ticking war score. War goal is to show superiority. Get bonus war score from winning battles. Over 10% of war score. Interesting. Okay, so this has changed. This used to be that you had to have 80% of battles won. I don't remember reading about this getting changed. But I'm very glad to see that it did, because that is clearly much more attainable to have just positive 10 war score from battles, especially if you still get 3 war score from every battle no matter what. So we're definitely going to do tribal conquest right away. Yeah, I see no real reason to not do this. They only have a capital fort. He has no allies yet. Let's wait and see what he does. See if he actually marches his army anywhere. Looks like we have a little bit of a morale advantage. He's got no leader, 4-1. We've got plenty here to do some flanking. I think we just move into the mountains and just go ahead and take it right away. We're not going to lose very many men. He's appointed a 1-1-2. We are crossing a river, it looks like. We've got 1 maneuver. Yeah, that's actually going to be a -3 penalty, but we're flanking pretty well. We did just train up, looks like 1 extra troop. Go and grab these guys over there. Yeah, so as long as we're flanking. Interestingly, we didn't deploy in such a way that we were able to do the infantry flanking, so I guess we got to kind of rely on a little bit more stuff there. Attacker receives negative 25% shock damage decrease for nomads on non-flat terrain. Ouch. Alright, so we're going to have to remember that we need to focus on flat terrain, but Pulad here is rolling 8s in the first shock phase, which is all that we really care about. Independent tribes. Several leaders of the powerful tribes in our country have approached the Khan to complain about the unfair interference of his representatives. The tribes feel that they should be left alone in accordance with their ancient rights. Every province owned by the tribes will gain 40 autonomy. Wow. Or we can tolerate no states within our state. They lose influence and lose a ton of loyalty. Well, so much for the cavalry combat, the cavalry maintenance modifier. We'll take the royal marriage. Sure. Rafika, a 132 is our new... What's it called again now? It's a Cunham. I thought that Hordes didn't get the whole consort feature, but apparently they do. Very nice. Well, we can't afford to let them have that much autonomy. It's just not going to happen. How does autonomy look anyway? We have 50% local autonomy in these provinces here. The tribes set it to 50%. Unlike other estates, which you can go down to 25, apparently the tribes are going to really kind of screw us over on maintenance. Or on autonomy. So we want to conquer some new land so that we can give them that land and then take this land back. Because most likely that land did start much lower. He will arrive after the end of the month, which means that he will get a recovery tick, which means we should probably leave behind 3,000 infantry and bring some more troops over here. The moment. Okay, Trade League. We need to continue to do stuff with our alliances here. We got Ryazan is an ally, and that is bringing in our institution spread, which is good. It's going to come in quite slowly, unfortunately. Okay, so we got an alliance with Uzbek. We've got an alliance with Ryazan. Do we want to vassalize you? I want to check something real quick. I can't recall. I think that the tribal feud does give enforced vassalage and enforced protectorate. I love the reduced aggressive expansion as well. But I kind of want to just like burn these provinces down. I just want to immediately start raising stuff for the monarch points. Also, the last time I played as a horde, there was no modifier to like opinion for raising stuff, and I think that they added that. But I'm pretty sure it's just opinion that you get. An opinion penalty. So, 8 war score from that one battle. Need to decide what I want to do with my relationships here. We're improving with the Ottomans. They are not interested in an alliance just yet. Crimea. Who hates Crimea? Georgia does. Well, I feel like Georgia's just not a very solid ally. Muscovy is hostile, but they haven't rivaled us yet. I'm going to go ahead and try to improve relations with Muscovy for now. Ottomans, Ryazan, and Muscovy. Those seem appropriate to me. Okay, 5.72 war score. Let's see, do we immediately get our ticking war score going in our direction now? Attackers won enough battle. 14 war score from battles. I love that change. That is so good. And it does seem like we're getting just ridiculous amounts of war score from these battles as well. Okay, after this war, are we going to immediately dive into another war? Depends. Circassia, I mean, the more land we can pick up that has feudalism already, the better. Like, we're going to border Shirvan next. If Shirvan has no allies, they're guaranteed by Georgia. Georgia's also not really caught up on tech at all, or ahead of us on tech, and their army's not that big. We could easily take Georgia, I think, especially if they come into the flat terrain of Shirvan. That would give us quite a bit to go on, and yes, there is quite a bit of feudalism in this area. I think we stay high on maintenance and just be ready for another war as quickly as we can here. We did have some 1 point of siege value. Let's grab our leader. Bring him down that way. And interesting that it detached 2 armies instead of 1. Let's go ahead and shift consolidate. I don't know for sure if they've fixed that bug where weakened stacks are deploying in the center. Alright, our finances look kind of bleak at the moment. We have advisor slots available. However, it is what it is. We just kind of have to wait so our finances can be in a better spot here. Alright, so I just saw that Muscovy has declared war on Tiver. It seems fine, doesn't really affect us too much. Go ahead and start raiding. Ottomans have declared war on Albania, Jiangsu. Whoa, we can see all the way over to Jiangsu. Wow, see all of Asia, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure, are we getting all these guys down? Yes, no more troops being trained. We're going to loot like crazy here. There's 6.7 ducats worth of loot. We gain 0.85. Just want to reapprise myself of the loot modifiers here. So 5 cavalry looting 0.3 is equal to 1.5, and then we get an extra 50% on top of that. So yes, each cav can loot 0.45 ducats per month, and their base maintenance cost is 0.52. So on full maintenance, they basically can pay for themselves, but on lower maintenance, we can actually make a profit with raiding, or looting as it's called. Any reason to hold off on this next war? I think we have to actually have the border before we're allowed to declare. Attacking Circassia. You have no allies. And you are steppe. Yeah, that seems pretty appropriate to me. Can't pull the leader off like you used to. Thing is that we can only flank with 4 cav right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could actually hit him with a couple extra cav, and I think we should. So let's say we'll take 4 cav for flanking, 2 cav on the interior. What is our allowable cavalry rate? I think we can do 100%. Yeah, we could just do a pure cav army over there. Cav are awesome. What I'm torn between right now is I want to make sure that we're continuing to loot. Actually, if we're getting the modifier already, we don't really need to improve with you anymore. I apologize if I appear like I'm hemming and hawing a bit here, just trying to get back into playing as a horde and hopefully playing well. I'm trying to pull the leader off so we can put him over here and attack Circassia. There will be blood! The loose lip. Uzbek is preparing to attack Oirat. Uzbek is preparing to attack Oirat. Hey, good luck. There will be blood indeed. As long as Circassia has no allies, I see no reason not to just do tribal superiority here again. And we might as well keep our wars stacking. Total war score cost of your territory is only 40%. We could just turn you into a vassal. You have a core over here on Genoa, which we could then use, or we could... Here's the thing, though. If I vassalize you... Yeah, you know, actually, vassalization seems like a good idea, because you haven't embraced feudalism at all. Doesn't matter to us too much. We only have 2 relationships so far, and we should pick up a 3rd or 4th. Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, we're off to a decent start. I should have taken a mission. Totally forgot about that. We should be, conquer Mansour. Mansour. Let's see. Do we really care too much about the manpower recovery and yearly prestige? It would be nice. Let's go for the... Yeah, let's go for that mission. Alright, I'm going to take a break here. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you, as always, for watching. I'll see you soon.